Hi, welcome back. My name is Emily, and today we're going to be doing a vinyasa flow, kind of a build-up sequence. So we're going to start with a small base, and then we're going to be adding on pose after pose until it becomes this whole flow. There are some arm balance options at the very end. You do not need to take them necessarily, so if that intimidates you, don't worry about it. You can still totally join the flow. It's always customizable to how you're feeling that day and to what is accessible to you and what is in your practice. And before we get started, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about the slight lateness of this video. I am a yoga teacher full-time in Luxembourg, and obviously my in-person classes do take priority. Unfortunately, that's how it is right now. So yeah, sometimes if I post a little bit late, it's because I've had too many classes and I'm really tired or just haven't had the time. So if you want to be notified whenever a new class is uploaded, I highly encourage you to subscribe and also to check the notification bell just so that you're always aware of when I post. All right, usually it's between Wednesday and Friday, but yeah, never really 100% sure. All right, so with that being said, we're going to start off in child's pose today. You do not need any props, but if you are used to practicing with blocks, if you enjoy practicing with blocks, if you know you need them for certain shapes, then you can have them nearby, but they're not an absolute necessity. All right, let's come into child's pose. Knees are wide apart. Big toes touch, and you can rest your forehead down on the mat. And start to extend the arms forward. Immediately starting to activate Ujjayi breath. So restricting the back of your throat, breathing deeply in and out of your nose. And at the same time, we're activating the child's pose, reaching fingertips forward towards the top of the mat and pulling the hips back towards your heels. And using this moment to become really hyper aware, to fully engage with your breath and with the present moment. And then noticing how the rest kind of melts away, any external distractions, anything that happened today does not matter right now or for the duration of the practice. So trying to just anchor yourself here in the present moment. Let's take 5 more breaths. On your next inhale, you can move into tabletop. And then we'll start to move in cat and cow. So breathing in, dropping the belly, pulling the chest forward. And then exhaling 1 vertebra at a time, rounding the spine. Inhale to pull the chest forward, open up the heart. Exhale to round. And using this time to stretch, of course, but also to really connect with your breath, creating that connection between the breath and movement, and then trying to maintain that awareness on your breath and that connection between breath and movement throughout the whole practice if you can. Of course, it's normal to lose the breath sometimes, but just always try to come back to it. And what that will do is, for one, allow you to be way more present, but it can also help give you much more energy and focus during certain poses. All right, let's take 2 more rounds of cat and cow here. And on your next inhale, let's come back to a neutral spine. We're going to stay on the tops of the toes if that doesn't cause any pain for your feet. If it does, you can always tuck the toes. And then let's just lift the knees and try to push the mat away and hold this little position here. So pushing the mat away, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone. On your next exhale, let's release the knees. Inhale to open up the heart. 5 rounds like that, but this time we're just moving through. So exhale, round, lift the knees, hollow the lower belly. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Building up a little bit of fire for 3. 2. And 1. And from here, let's tuck the toes, sit back on your heels. Let's reach the arms above the head. Exhale, hands come to the heart space. Interlace your fingers, push the palms away, round your spine. Breathe in, let's straighten the spine, reach the arms above the head. Exhale, side bend to the right. Hold 1 breath. Inhale, let's come back up through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. And inhale, let's come back up through center. Exhale, interlace your hands at the lower back and open up the heart for 3, 2, and 1. Now you can release the bind of your hands. We're coming into a forward fold at the back of the mat. So delicately lifting the knees and then lifting the hips up high, maybe keeping a generous bend in your knees for now. Let's grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and just dangle side to side, allowing the head to sway. Noticing maybe you feel a little bit of lengthening in the lower back or along the spine. And now let's release the hands on the mat. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, hollow the lower belly and fold forward. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, walk your hands all the way to the top of the mat. Deep breath in here. Exhale, come all the way down to the floor. Let's interlace the hands at the low back. Breathe in, lift the chest, lift your legs, and hold for 5. I'm just building up a little fire, warming up for 3, 2, lift up higher, and 1. Exhale, release, tuck your toes, plant your hands underneath your shoulders. With or without the help of the knees, let's come back to high plank. And then downward facing dog, exhale. 5 breaths here, maybe walking your dog out, shaking out the head, pedaling out the feet. And just trying to always adjust, find a little bit more length. Notice where you can engage more in the body, where you can relax more. And on your next inhale, let's come high up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. High mountain, rise up, 3 rounds of sun salutation. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back, high plank, and then chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, come high up onto your toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. High mountain, rise up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, high plank, chaturanga, breathe out. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Last time, inhale, come up high up on the toes. Bend the knees, look forward, step or float, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain with a flat back, inhale. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga. All right, now let's step or jump to the top of the mat in your own time. Good. And on your next inhale, let's come up to high mountain. Exhale this time, hands to the heart space. Chair pose, breathe in. And we hold. So the start sequence starts now. It's going to be the foundation of a sun salutation B, and then we will add on. And on your next exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga. And now from here, the right foot steps between the hands. Warrior one, inhale. We're just going to hold this first round for 5. Keep pivoting your hips so that they point towards the top of the mat, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward for 3. And on your next exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank, and chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one, rise up. And so the right heel is grounded here. If there's any pain in your right hip, you can always lift your right heel off the ground. And make sure the core is engaged to lift out of the lower back. On your next exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come high up onto your toes, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. So that's our base sequence, and then we're going to add on. First, let's do one breath, one movement. Chair pose, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, chaturanga. And back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps between your hands, warrior one in one breath if you can. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. The left foot steps between your hands, warrior one, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come high up onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain with a flat back. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again, chair pose. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Chaturanga. There's a lot of chaturangas, so you can always skip them if you're getting tired. Right foot steps between the hands, warrior one, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Left foot steps between your hands, warrior one, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. And on your next inhale, come high up onto the toes. Bend the knees, step or float. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. High mountain, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Let's go again. Inhale, chair. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. And now the right foot steps between the hands, warrior one. And then warrior two, exhale and hold for 5. And on your next inhale, let's reach through the right fingertips. Reverse your warrior, breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands all the way down. Step back, high plank, your chaturanga. Now left foot steps between the hands, warrior one, inhale. Exhale, warrior two, and let's hold for 5. And so now the stance between the feet is a little wider maybe than warrior one. Hips are open to the right. Keep looking over the middle finger of your left hand. Inhale, reach through left fingertips. Reverse warrior, breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame your left foot, step back, high plank, your chaturanga. All right, now we're going to repeat. We're going to add the warrior two. One breath, one movement. We're going to add another shape afterwards. Deep breath in, come high up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Chaturanga. And once you're in down dog, right foot steps between the hands. Ground your left heel, warrior one, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Let's reach through the right fingertips, and now we're coming into side lunge on the left leg. And hold for 5. And here you can always keep your left heel lifted off the mat. Maybe even have a block underneath the left heel. Try to keep lifting your chest and opening up the chest, making sure you're not rounding forward. From here, we're coming back to warrior two. Reach through the right fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. High plank, breathe in. Exhale, your chaturanga. Left side, left foot steps between the hands. Warrior one, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, reach through the left fingertips. Exhale, side lunge, skandasana. On the right leg, feel free to lift that right heel just to give a little bit more space to your Achilles tendon, so you don't have to have it down on the ground, especially if you feel like by doing so you're losing a lot of space. And from here, we're coming back to warrior two. Bending the left knee, reach through the left fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. High plank or three-legged plank, your chaturanga. All right, now doing all of that, one breath, one movement, and we're going to add another shape. Deep breath in, come high up onto the toes. Bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain, rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Chaturanga. You can always skip these and go directly to downward facing dog. Right leg steps between your hands. Ground the left heel, warrior one, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reach through the right fingertips. Exhale, side lunge on the left leg. With or without the help of your hands, inhale and exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reach through the right fingertips. Reverse your warrior. And then let's cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Side plank on your left hand. So let's drop the left heel, come into side plank. Maybe the right foot stays in the air for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. High plank inhale or three-legged plank, your chaturanga. And left foot steps between your hands. Warrior one, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Reach through the left fingertips. Side lunge on the right leg as you breathe out. Inhale and exhale, come back to warrior two. Take your time. Reach through the left fingertips again. Reverse your warrior, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Right hand stays planted. Come on the outer blade of your right foot. Side plank. Maybe left leg stays in the air for 5, 4, 3, 2, And one high plank or three-legged plank, your optional chaturanga. All right, I know it's getting hot, but let's go through that once again. We're adding 2 more shapes at the end, and then we'll take a break. So deep breath in, come high up onto the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or jump, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. High mountain rise. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog. Right foot steps between your hands. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Reach through the right fingertips. Skandasana, side lunge on the left leg. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2 on the right leg. Reach through the right fingertips again. Reverse warrior as you breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Side plank on your left hand. Now let's step the right foot behind the left leg. And then you're going to drop the hips slightly so that you can safely place your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Let's bend the left knee and then also turn your left hand so that both fingers are pointing towards the back of your mat. So now you should be facing the back of your mat in a reverse tabletop. On your next exhale, let's straighten the legs. Either stay up here or straighten the legs. Try to pull your hips through your wrists for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's drop the hips down, come into high boat. Legs can be bent or straight. I'm half off my mat, so if you are too, that's fine. And then let's go for 10 low boats for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep smiling, 1. Bend your right knee, left leg can stay straight. Left hand comes behind you, top left corner of the mat. Let's push into the right foot. Lift the hips, pivot into high plank or three-legged plank. Your chaturanga. All right, last time on the left side before we take a break. Left foot steps between the hands. Warrior 1, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, let's reach through the left fingertips. Exhale, skandasana. Inhale and exhale, warrior 2. Let's reach through the left hand again. Reverse warrior as you breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Side plank on the right hand. Left foot steps behind the right leg. Drop your hips so that you can safely place your left hand behind you. Turn your right hand so the fingertips point towards the back of the mat. Let's bend both knees. Reverse tabletop. Either stay here or let's pull the hips through the heels for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the hips, lift your legs, low boat. Inhale here, maybe stay here and try to straighten your spine, or 10 low boats for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right leg stays straight. Bend your left knee. Right hand comes to the top right corner of the mat. Push into your left foot, lift the hips. Come into high plank or three-legged plank, your optional chaturanga. Back to down dog. Let's take a deep breath in here through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And again, deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth, release. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet. And we're going to slide the hands underneath the feet so the palms of the hands are connected. Toes are connected to your wrist creases. Let's take a deep breath in, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, bending your elbows out to the sides, folding forward. 10 breaths. Maybe shake your head out yes and no. And make sure that you reconnect to your Ujjayi breath. So long, deep inhales and exhales. So you might have found that if you were able to maintain your breath throughout the sequence we just did, it would have been much easier than if you were breathing frantically like me. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend talking while doing your yoga practice. All right, from here, let's take the hands out from underneath the feet. Deep breath in, halfway lift, and then you can either walk your hands into a downward facing dog or a high plank if you want another chaturanga. And make sure if you're getting tired in your arms or shoulders that you take it easy. There are a lot of chaturangas queued, so I don't expect you to do all of them. We're going to be going one more time through that sequence, but slower and adding balancing postures. So really take your time, try to be super mindful, very aware of every movement that you're doing, trying to be connected to your whole entire body. And the best way to do that is through the breath. Let's take a deep breath in here, come high up onto the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look towards the top of your mat, float or step to the top of the mat. At halfway lift, inhale, exhale to fold. High mountain, let's rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, step or jump or crow pose. We're going into chaturanga, so you can maybe take a crow pose to get there. Head upward facing dog, downward facing dog, just an option. Now the right foot steps between the hands. Warrior one, inhale. Warrior three, exhale. So leaning forward, balancing on the right leg, lifting the left. And now from here, the right hand finds the floor. See if you can peel your left hip open and lift the left arm up to the sky, half moon. If you want to challenge your balance today, maybe try to lift your right hand off the mat. Only if you feel comfortable here. And then slow motion, step back, warrior two. Inhale, let's reach through the right fingertips, Skandasana, exhale. Either stay here or your right hand comes on the floor behind you. You can sit down on the mat first if you want, creating this big triangle between your right hip, right ankle, and right wrist. Once your hand is in position, make sure it's not too close to you. Let's push into the left foot, come into a wide-legged wild thing and hold for 5. On your next exhale, let's come back to Skandasana with or without the help of the hands, and then back to warrior two. Reaching through the right fingertips, inhale, reverse warrior, like we did before. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Now maybe peace fingers of the right hand, hook the right big toe, coming into side plank with a bind. So maybe binding onto that right foot, maybe straightening the right leg, and hold for 3, 2, And one, gently release. Let's bring the right hand back down on the mat. Right knee to right elbow. Now, option here to either go to three-legged dog or to balance. So maybe bringing that right knee over the right elbow. Let's bend the right elbow so it's in contact with the inside of the right knee. And then the left elbow bends so it's in contact with your left hip, creating a little shelf so that you can perhaps lift your legs off the mat, maybe straightening them. And then perhaps going back to low plank, your chaturanga, and then downward facing dog. I'm going to take 10 breaths here in downward facing dog so that if you are still playing around with that arm balance or you want to pause the video, feel free to do that. So either you're still playing around in your balance or you're with me in downward facing dog or in child's pose if you need more of a rest for the arms and shoulders. On your next inhale, so making sure you're in downward facing dog if you want to continue. Let's come high up onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or float. Oops. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. High mountain to rise up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Chair pose, inhale. Once again, option to crow pose and jump back. Or you can just step back to downward facing dog or step back to your chaturanga. All right, we meet back in down dog and we're going to take that last thing on the left side. Left footsteps between the hands, ground your right heel, warrior one. Exhale, warrior three, and hold for 5. And keep lowering your right hip, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, left hand comes down on the mat. Let's peel the right hip open. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Half moon. And if you want to challenge your balance even more than it is already challenged in this shape, maybe lift the left hand off the mat. And slow motion, we step back, warrior two. Inhale to reach through the left arm. Exhale, skandasana, side lunge on the right leg. Left hand finds the floor behind your left leg. Very wide-legged wild thing. Pressing into the right foot, lifting the hips. And on your next exhale, with or without the help of the hands, let's come back to skandasana. Inhale and exhale, warrior two. Reach through the left arm, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Peace fingers of the left hand can hold onto the left big toe, come on the outer blade of your right foot, and then maybe lift your left leg off the mat, holding the big toe. You can keep it bent or straighten it if you want to go deeper for 5. 3, keep lifting the hips. 2, and 1, slowly let it go. Left hand comes back down on the mat. Left knee to left elbow, and if you want to take the balance, left elbow connects to the inside of your left knee. Right elbow connects to the right hip. Maybe float. And then maybe chaturanga, all the way back to downward facing dog. All right, in downward facing dog, just taking a moment for yourself, breathing, maybe walking it out or shaking out the head. On your next exhale, let's drop the knees down on the mat, coming back to child's pose. Hands can come by your feet this time, your heels. And try to completely relax the body, using this time to check in with yourself. And if you want, you can cross your arms underneath your chest and just give yourself a little bit of a hug. Maybe the forehead rests in the elbow creases or just hangs there. And you can cross the elbows quite far so that it feels like a little bit of a stretch in your shoulder blades. Let's slowly undo the bind. Come to a seat on your knees. Take a deep breath in. Let's reach the arms above the head. Interlace your hands. Let's place the hands at the back of the head and open up the heart. Pulling the elbows apart, lifting the heart space. And from here, you can release the hands, bring them behind your feet. Thumbs point towards you, fingers point out, and just keep lifting the heart more. If you want more, you can lift the hips as well. Just making sure the glutes are super engaged here, no compression in the lower back. Let's slowly come back down. Hands can come in front of you. Tabletop. Let's walk the knees up towards the wrists, cross the shins. Come onto a seat. Keep the knees bent into your chest. And then one vertebra at a time, let's roll onto the back body. And allowing yourself a moment to fully relax, to let go of any control, any tension. Noticing how your body feels after that vigorous practice. You can bring your knees into your chest, maybe rock side to side, massaging the back. And then let's keep the right knee into the chest, extend your left leg long. And we're just going to straighten the right leg up towards the sky, maybe roll out your right ankle in one direction and in the other. Now the left hand can hold onto the outer blade of the right foot. Maybe the knee is bent for now. Let's bring the right knee over to the left, and then if you want, you can straighten your right leg for a T-bend stretch. Right arm reaches out to the right. Trying to keep both shoulder blades grounded. Let's slowly release the right leg, come back through center, bring both knees into the chest, and then let's extend the right leg, hold the left knee in. Once again, let's straighten that left leg up and start to roll out the ankle, making sure your shoulder blades are grounded here too. And let's slowly hold on to outer blade of left foot. Either the knee is bent or you can keep it straight. And then let's come into a twist. You can always let go of the left leg if it's uncomfortable. Let's slowly bend the left knee once again. Come back through center, bringing the knees into the chest. Let's come into plow pose halasana, both feet behind the head, trying to keep them straight and lifting the hips away from the face. And from here, let's slowly make our way back down. And then let's hold on to the outer blades of the feet, coming into happy baby. So bending both knees, pulling the knees down into the shoulders. And let's bring the knees into the chest. You can take a deep breath in, lift your forehead to your knees, and then hold the breath and squeeze every single muscle in your body for 3, 2, 1. Exhale to release Shavasana. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. One more together, deep breath in, hold, and release. And allow yourself to completely let go, relax. Noticing maybe you feel like the skin is buzzing. Maybe you still feel warm from the practice. Notice how the body starts to cool down. Maybe you can feel the sweat tickling your forehead. Try not to scratch, resist any urge to move. Just stay completely still, observe. And with a little bit of practice, you will realize that you can just observe the sensations without attaching to any of them. And the same goes with thoughts, just observing whatever arises without attaching, just letting the thoughts, the sensations float by. You can slowly start deepening the breath and wiggling the toes and fingertips, stretching out completely, moving slowly and mindfully. And in your own time, we will slowly begin to make our way out of Shavasana and into a comfortable seat. And namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was a sweaty one, so definitely make sure to drink lots of water afterwards. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments, and I hope to see you again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.